Since the early days of this channel, I have advocated for more frequent reprints of Magic the Gathering cards. I've done so because I believe that expensive, hard-to-get game pieces hinder access to the game for players new and even old, and that as Magic is a game first, everyone should have reasonable access to building a deck and sitting down to play at their local game store. But Magic is not just a game in isolation, it is also a collectible card game. And while I don't like the idea of key game pieces being worth hundreds of dollars a piece, I do also enjoy collecting cards. And I certainly enjoy those cards having value. It's the ultimate contradiction, isn't it? I want cards to be worth something, certainly the cost of a pack I am buying, but not too much. Not so much that people get priced out of the game. Well, presented here are 5 cards that I hope will never ever be reprinted, but not for the reasons you might think. Before we begin, a quick word about this video. This video is brought to you by Audible. I love that Audible has sponsored this video because, among other things, I get to straight up offer you a free audiobook of your choice from their extensive library. And to me, that's such an awesome gift to be able to give my audience, because audiobooks are great. They can often be very expensive, and a free one of your choice is as good as it gets. But that's not all, because when you start listening with a free 30-day Audible trial, you get full access to thousands of all-you-can-listen audiobooks, also original entertainment and podcasts, all included in the Plus catalog. Visit audible.com/Tolarian Community or text Tolarian Community to 500-500 to take advantage of this offer. I'm going to recommend a classic work of social science fiction by author Colson Whitehead. The Intuitionist is a cool alternate present-day reality where the greatest and most important invention is considered to be what? The elevator. And some of the most powerful people in society are elevator inspectors. Remember, it's all about controlling who can go up and who can go down. In The Intuitionist, Lila Mae Watson is the first black female inspector in the world's tallest city, and she is what is called an intuitionist, meaning she inspects elevators simply by the feeling she gets riding them. Well, when a brand new elevator crashes, she becomes caught in the conflict between her intuitionist methods and the beliefs of the power-holding empiricists. And so a story unfolds in which she sets out in this strange yet familiar world to clear her name. A brilliant allegory for the interaction and intersection of the races, The Intuitionist is also an intriguing mystery tale, along with an examination of the role of technological advancement and social hierarchy. But pick whatever audiobook you like, and it need not be the only one, because as an Audible member, you'll get 1 credit every month good for any title, including premium selections. You also get full access to the Plus catalog, and new members can try Audible for free for 30 days, so you lose nothing and you gain a free audiobook. And when you use my link, you'll be helping the channel out as well. Thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this video. When I say that there are cards that I hope never get reprinted, I don't mean cards that are too powerful, or perhaps too agonizing to play against. Nor do I mean reserve list cards, which I have already been quite adamant about wanting to be reprinted. Yes, indeed, very much so. No, the idea of cards I never want reprinted came from browsing the enormous selection of possibilities on the list and seeing this, a reprint of the Player's Reward printing of Negate and Disenchant. For those unaware, Wizards of the Coast once sent cards to players in exchange for regular participation in events at their local game store. These Player Rewards cards were distinct, with no text and a cool frame treatment. I loved them. Here, check it out. Cryptic Command was particularly infamous because the already intense possibility of modes on it are made all the more cryptic when it is printed completely textless. But that's not why I was disappointed to see Player Rewards cards on the list. In fact, my collection of Player Rewards cards are some of my most prized. They're special, they're different, and yeah, the Cryptic Command was illustrated by the same artist who did the original Cryptic Command art. Only here, Wayne England has stunningly drawn a mystical merfolk hand holding the elusive command. There's so many little gems here. I just love everything about them, and yes, part of that love comes from the uniqueness of each card's art, this weird ephemeral offering that came and went and likely will never return again. Not just player rewards, but specifically textless promos, that wild circular frame. It's all a relic of a bygone era, and while all of these cards, ranging from Lightning Bolt to Negate to Cryptic Command, have thankfully been reprinted several times, keeping their prices in check, these variations of the cards are one of a kind, or at least they were until the list. I want, so badly, for player rewards or something like it to return to Magic someday, but not necessarily for reprints of player reward card art. In fact, I think that having a heavy reprint policy, but also having a highly selective artwork reprint policy goes well together. In the example of Negate, it can be a 20-cent card and a $10 card. This is super healthy for the game, as it ensures certain artworks or treatments of cards have a high value, but that their game pieces are cheap and accessible. If Wizards of the Coast declared that they would never reprint the artwork used in player rewards cards again, it wouldn't matter how expensive that full art Negate got, because there'd always be 20-cent copies. Mind you, I do not think this should be true for all artworks, or even most. Only some, a select few. I loved Time Spiral Remastered, what I could get of it anyway, and the fact that they used the original artwork in that set's reprints. What I am talking about here are the special artworks on special cards that maybe should be kept special by never reprinting. And so here are my top 5 cards I think should never be reprinted, using player rewards as my honorary mention, since they already have been reprinted on the list, or at least some of them will. But coming in at number 5, I will say, let's talk about Friday Night Magic promos, Game Day promos, and GP promos. If you've watched my channel for any time at all, you'll know that I think The Gathering is the best part of Magic. At events like GPs, which hopefully will someday return, Game Day, which hopefully will someday return, and Friday Night Magic, which it's starting to return, you often got special printings of cards featuring unique artworks and/or frames. Grand Prix promos evolved over time, and the last few we got were of full art Lightning Bolts and Path to Exiles, which honestly are some of the most gorgeous printings of each card that has ever been. Game Day was possibly my favorite overall event ever held, and the way it worked was that you got a full art non-foil uncommon from the new set just for showing up and playing in the event. So everyone walked away with something special and beautiful, and in a style unique to that event. But if you made top 8, you would also get a foil full art rare from the new set. And if you won, you got a special Champio playmat. These events were so great at driving traffic to local game stores, energizing the community, encouraging everyone to build standard decks right ahead of the new season starting. They were just great. Friday Night Magic really took a turn when they tried to eliminate promos entirely and replace them with foil tokens. One of my more, infamous videos was sounding the alarm on this. And within a few short months, attendance numbers and feedback overwhelmingly convinced Wizards of the Coast that I was right, and Friday Night Magic promos returned, but not quite as good as they had been. Where once Friday Night Magic promos had unique art, now they did not. Where once they could be of any period from Magic's history, now they were just uncommons tied to the recent standard set. So in many ways, Wizards of the Coast managed to get rid of Friday Night Magic promos without really getting rid of them. And it's a shame because the history of these promos has some really cool cards that, again, helped encourage attendance at events and at the local game store. Now, as I have also covered, no one knows what's going on. Another oddball series of artworks that I hope they don't reprint are the Champs series of cards. This is a style I do hope they revisit. As you can see, it's somewhere close to the Game Day full art with text, but these Champs series cards have ended up, for the most part, being some pretty valuable collector's items. And as much as I would love to bling out my various Merfolk decks with those outrageously expensive Mutavault full arts, I have instead enjoyed doing things like, hey, blinging them out with the foil GP promos of Mutavault, featuring celebrated artist John Avon. You see, we can continue to make exciting and accessible reprints of cards without reusing special event art. That's kind of my thesis. Literally, as I make this video, Wizards of the Coast announced a secret lair featuring Phyrexian language praetors, including a reprint of the rare and coveted Elish Norn Phyrexian language judge promo. I swear to you, this video was pretty much already done when this news hit, because judge foils legitimately were a type of card art that I had included as something that I don't think should be reprinted. Judge foils, for those who don't know, are a thank you to the hard-working judge community. Judges literally go to events and choose not to play Magic so that the rest of us can, and I've always greatly respected that. The judge foils have been a sign of respect to the judges, and reprinting them to just directly sell as singles seems disrespectful of that. I know it is a coveted treatment, but I feel we can reprint Elish Norn to make her affordable without needing to reprint a special offering of her that was given as a gift just to judges. I mean, just do the secret layer, but use different Elish Norn art perhaps. That's enough. That's all it needs to be. That then makes the Elish Norn you get in that secret layer special, and it also keeps the judge one special. What's ironic is that secret layers, though I am not personally a fan of them, were also an item I felt should retain the uniqueness of its art offerings. And Wizards of the Coast has all but said that secret layer art will not be reprinted and will not be reused elsewhere. So to take judge foils, which should not be reused, and then reuse them in a secret layer, which is a product you promised your customers will not have its art reused, well, there's a weird combination of hypocrisy and trust issues there. So what are the top two types of cards that I think should keep their artwork and unique styles from being reprinted? Coming in at number 2 are the special showcase styles of cards that have been included in standard sets in recent years. You may be getting used to them, but as an elderly Magic player, they still feel very new to me, and I love them. In fact, I think Wizards of the Coast should make each set in both regular and showcase styles, and that 100% of the cards in a collector booster should be showcases, and that you could literally collect a showcase of every single card. That's another video. From Throne of Eldraine to Kaldheim to Ikoria, to the stunning Mystic Archives from Strixhaven, these are collector's pieces in the making. And what great incentive to collect and play the game and, yeah, crack packs. Don't do that by singles, but you know you're gonna do it. Then knowing that these artworks may never come again. I would also extend this to include the alternate Japanese treatments that Planeswalkers got in War of the Spark and Mystic Archives got in Strixhaven. Doing more in this style is a cool idea. Adding cards, doing more Mystic Archives of new cards, I'm all for that. And I'd love to see an anime-style Planeswalker for every Planeswalker ever printed at some point. But that special Liliana, let's leave her the stuff of legend. I think that's good for the game too. Along those same lines, my number 1 card style and art I hope never gets reprinted are the masterpieces and expeditions that showcases seem to have replaced. I really miss these. They botched them in Amonkhet, sure, but I really wish they had not thrown the baby out with the bathwater. One thing I've been painstakingly collecting are the gorgeous Kaladesh Inventions and Zendikar Expeditions. And while I would have both preferred to see masterpieces continue in every set and also be improved upon, I would hate to see a secret layer just offering sets of 5 of the existing Amonkhet invocations reprinted for $39.99. These were wild chase cards, unique frames and styles. Again, I wouldn't mind seeing the frames and style used for new cards, new Amonkhet style inventions. But as much as I want fetchlands reprinted, and thankfully they are reprinting fetchlands, I think using new art styles, or the same art, but with a new border or frame style, as they are doing in Modern Horizons, an exciting combination of both is the way to go. Reprint the card, always keep cards affordable, but let some very rare, very special card arts and styles stay that way. And to be clear, this isn't a big deal. It's just some thoughts I have had. Many of the cards I talked about here have already been reprinted in various areas like the list, and the world by no means has come to an end. But when I think of the reserve list, I'd so much rather have cards like Tropical Island and Mox Emerald reprinted with new art in exchange for just agreeing to never use the original art in a reprint. Reprint the game piece, make the game pieces affordable, and then make some, not all, but a very rare sum of arts collectible. But now I want to hear from you. Do you agree that certain artworks like promos and secret layers and masterpieces should never be used again? Or am I proposing something really stupid here? Let me know in the comments below. Is this just like another reserve list I'm talking about? I don't want that. Or just tell me what awesome audiobook you'll choose for free when you use my code to sign up for Audible. Start listening with a free 30-day Audible trial and get full access to thousands and thousands of all-you-can-listen audiobooks, original entertainment, and podcasts included in the Plus catalog. Visit audible.com/Tolarian Community or text Tolarian Community to 500 500. And thank you, Audible, for sponsoring this video.